Do you waste hours trying to plan out and set an agenda for your video content day? Maybe you shoot videos once a week, once every other week, once a month, once a quarter, or whatever that frequency is. Well, today I'm going to be walking you through what I actually do for my own video day, but then also what I do for clients that I work with on their video day to make sure that there's a complete agenda, there's the topics that are going to be talked about, we have a clean setup and that sort of thing where we're filming, and making sure that we have all of our ducks in a row to get that content day completed and make sure it's efficient. So the first thing to think about is obviously your capacity. What capacity do you have available time-wise to be able to dedicate to recording video content? If you have podcasts and you're loading up your podcast once per week, one day, that's your podcast day or your content day, what a lot of people like to say. Do your podcast episodes go an hour? Do they go 30 minutes? That's going to determine how much you can actually squeeze in that day, obviously. So you really need to map out and determine what that is. I planned out on the first and second Friday of every single month, and that's blocked out on my calendar in the afternoon after lunch. So I make sure that I knock that out, get all my videos loaded up. We do about 2 YouTube videos every single week on my channel. So I'm gonna knock out 4 videos every time I record. Now, I loaded up a batch when we first started, so we wanna make sure we stay ahead. Understanding your capacity is very important. You wanna make sure that, obviously, if you're recording video content, that this is for a business, this is for marketing your business, and you can't just be a full-time content creator, which means you're constantly recording video. You're always out and about recording video and you're never running your business. So understand your capacity. What we're going to be doing first is creating our topics. We want to know what topics we're actually going to be shooting videos on. And I do have another video that teaches you how to create unlimited video topics. So you could really go watch that into greater detail if you want to learn how to create the topics. But basically, I am laying out the topics that I want to knock out for the video, for the batching of the videos that I'm going to do for this week. And I create those topics, make sure I have some outlines for that. Now, I do have another video on how to create scripts and outlines and stuff like that. And so for me, I can look at a topic and all I really want is the hook line. So the first thing that comes out of my mouth when I'm speaking. So I use ChatGPT to help me with that and kind of craft something good. So the first thing that comes out of my mouth is something that's a hook. It's a bold statement or a bold question. To expect you to just turn a camera on and here's the, I don't even know what topics I'm going to shoot videos on, but I'm going to turn a video camera on and just talk. Then obviously that could maybe work for some people. For most people, it's not going to work. So have those topics in advance. So make sure you have your topics and everything ready to go. Now, this is, of course, understanding that you are sitting down to batch and shoot the videos, not documenting. Obviously, documenting be if you're a real estate investor and you're walking through a property and someone has a camera with you and they're walking around as you're pointing things out, that's a totally different story. We're not talking about that today. So have your ducks in a row with the topics, your outlines, and all of that. The next thing would be just determining where you're going to be shooting the video. Now, I'm actually going to be today shooting a video that talks about where to shoot video content, so stick around for that. But you really nail down where am I going to be shooting the video? So I know that the 4 videos I'm shooting today are going to be in my kitchen with the background behind me as my living room. I already knew that. So I have a change of clothes. I have a couple hats to swap out in and out of. I have a couple of t-shirts and that sort of thing so that we get a variety of look as we're doing the video. So it makes it appear like we're shooting videos in different timelines and that sort of thing. That really helps keep the actual vibe of it fresh. And my video editor is going to edit, say next week's video is going to be me in my office. And then this video is, the next video is going to be me in the kitchen. It's going to swap the environments to make sure that we have the environment's fresh. And I do think that is important. We'll save that conversation for another day, but nailing down where you're going to shoot is important. Next would be your equipment. So obviously if you're going to be on the move in somewhere, for example, I'm in my kitchen, so I'm not up in my office. I have a stationary kind of recording station for my office. I had to get all my gear together, which is only a handful of things, but I had to get all my gear together, set it up, and then make sure that it's all tested and that sort of thing. So that's another piece of it that I would run you through, is making sure that you test your equipment. So before I started recording this specific video, I ran a test run to make sure that the video looks good and the audio sounds good and that it's actually recording. Test things. Take the extra 2 to 5 minutes to just run a quick test, and then you're off to the races and you know that everything that you have technological-wise is going to work. Then after that, it's just recording. Sit down, make sure you're in a distraction-free environment, make sure you're in a clean environment. You don't have anything in front of you that you can mess around with and play with while you're on your video. And then just rip the content out. Do your first video, then change your shirt, change your hat, go to the next video. Do the same thing as you're changing the videos. So the end all be all is you really don't need a crazy full-blown agenda. Now, when I actually go shoot videos on site, I do this every once in a while where I'll actually go on site with a client and shoot videos for them. This is the proper planning that I set people through anyway, is making sure we have our topics down, outlines and that sort of thing like I talked about, making sure we know where we're shooting the videos, making sure we have the technology and all the gear that we need to take, which I normally bring that with the client. And then also making sure we have like our environment in which we're shooting. So like changing a shirt, changing a hat, that sort of thing, all squared away. That's really the agenda we set. And then when I come in that day, we literally start at 9 a.m. We shoot the videos all the way through the day, and then I'm done, I leave, and now we have 100 videos ready to go loaded up. So hopefully that helps somebody today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I would be happy to answer those. I have a few comments pouring in every once in a while. I could always shoot another video if you have another question, but also make sure you connect with me on social media, Instagram, Facebook. Just look for Josh Culler and you'll find me there. Send me a direct message and let me know if you have any questions at all. Happy to help. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.